So we're here with Bria Hartley from the New York Liberty. Alright, how does it feel to be on the Liberty?
I'm excited. Like I said, I'm from New York, so
Right.
always dreamed of coming in wearing the Liberty jersey, and I'm excited that I'm able to be here and play in front of my friends and family.
How did you hear about the trade? Like, how did that occur? Like, what were you doing with the trade?
Well, I just had a baby, so I was probably doing that, taking care of him.
Okay.
And yeah, I just got the phone call from my agent, kind of said something to it, and then I got the phone call from the head coach of Washington. He told me. But yeah, I mean, basketball is a business. No hard feelings either way. I'm just excited to be here and just to take my career to the next level.
Okay. And pregnancy. I mean, I wanted to ask you about that because you did just have a child.
Yes.
Like, if you could just explain, like, the whole process and how happy you are. Clearly, I see your Instagram, so I see the pictures alone, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, anytime you're able to bring a child into this world, it's a blessing. He's my world. I'm excited that he's able to watch me play basketball as well, because that's my passion. And I think a lot of times you see in WNBA, a lot of players, kids, they don't have kids until after they're done playing. So I think it's special that my kid will be able to kind of experience my career as it goes.
Okay. What I want to ask you about, like Cheryl Swoop, she had a child, and when she came back that first year, she said, it took a while to bounce back. How do you feel? Like, do you feel like you're right at the pace you need to be, or?
I think I'm at the pace I need to be. I felt really good. It was actually a pleasant surprise when I first started working out. Granted, some things weren't where they needed to be right away, but I think because I had the baby in January, I started working out beginning of March. So I think I've had it quite some time. So now we're in training 2 months later. I feel pretty good, and I'm just going to keep working to get better from here.
Talk about your time at Washington. Was it a great experience? Was it a learning experience? It was, you were a top pick. Even then, Beer said in the press conference, he's like, she's a top pick, but we still need to see what she can do.
Right.
Clearly, outside looking in, you think you're still top #1 pick level. What about as far as like with Washington? Is there any extra incentive? Like, is there any pushes that give you motivation when they decide to trade you? Or?
I think in general, regardless of whether I was in Washington or here, I think I have something to prove. I think the last few years I haven't necessarily gone the way I wanted to, and I'm coming out here, I'm ready to play, ready to prove that I'm top guard in this league, and that someone I'm gonna have to compete against every night and put on the show.
So I gotta ask you about the UConn thing. So you were part of that dynasty. How do you feel about, like, what was your feeling when you seen them losing? I know I gotta ask you.
It was tough. It was actually the first Final Four I was able to go to as an alumni, so I was like, wow. I jinxed it. But I mean, it's exciting. At the end of the day, when you go to a Final Four, that's an accomplishment. A lot of teams don't even get to experience that, and a lot of those girls are experiencing it for the 3rd time or whatever. And I just think it's extra motivation for the next year. Most of their girls are coming back next year. They also got one senior, and they got a few transfers and really good freshmen coming in. So, I mean, you just move forward. Every day you move forward, and they get better, and they prepare for next year and try to win the national championship.
Do you think that there was also a lot of criticism, you being a UConn alumni, and you're part of that, like that criticism, like it's like, oh, UConn wins all the time. And, then this year, I mean, the streak came to an end. But, like, do you think that's an unfair, like, judgment, like, that, that they win all the time, and that the game is boring? Like, how did you feel when you heard about it? 'Cause that was a big thing before this even went down.
Yeah, I don't think I necessarily agree with that. I think there's a standard of basketball that you play at, and everyone should push to reach that level. If UConn has been that dominant for a long time, then other teams need to step up and reach that level as well. But you saw this year there are teams who stepped up and made plays. That Mississippi State played really, really well this year. Like, hats off to them. And they beat UConn, and then South Carolina went on to beat them and won the national championship. So there are going to be years where other teams can compete, and people saw that.
Cool.